A cup of haters? We got a cup of haters? Bada boom, Mills guy in the room. How you doing? I'm a certified G and a bona fide stud. You can't teach that. One thing that we do know is if you're tuning in to Wrestling Podcast, tell them who they want to listen to. Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk. Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk is the realest podcast. Make sure you're getting on it. How you doing? If you don't, you're SAWFT. Sure.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk. It's been a while since we've been live, so we decided to go live tonight for your viewing pleasure. And tonight, we are on the road to Mania, our style. What's up, Jay?
What's going on, man? I'm excited about the road to Mania. It's being paved quite nicely.
Absolutely. And you know, we gotta bring our other cohort on, Jason Reese. Let's say hi to Jason.
Oh,
There he is. Hey, there's Reese. Anyway, Reese will not be joining us tonight. He's a little under the weather. So Reese, hope you feel better. And hope you can join us on the next one. But anyway, so tonight, guys, again, welcome to Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk. Tonight we are talking WrestleMania or WWE. We're going to talk some indie wrestling. We're going to talk about some new indie wrestling news. But before we get into that, Jay, over the weekend we went to the Imagine Wrestling Show in Altoona. It was their 5th anniversary, their 5-year anniversary show. And it was a packed crowd. It was a real packed.
Yeah, wasn't it their highest paid attendance?
I believe that's what I was told.
Yeah, yeah. So
you know, and
kudos to those guys.
Absolutely, we were packed in there like sardines.
Yes,
but you know what? When you see good wrestling, it doesn't matter.
That's right.
But you know, just we got new tag champions, the Rad Boys.
Yeah, if you blink, you miss.
I believe. Four-time champions, I believe.
I believe so. I believe you're right.
And then let's see. What else do we got? The main event was Tito against Chris Coleman. You know, the asterisk, the cheater, the world cheater. You know, Tito originally won. You know, it was a little something happened with the ref. You know the typical Chris Coleman type shit. You know, something always happens. You know, with Coleman and a match. You know, something's going to go down.
I can't wait until he gives you those hands.
He's not giving me nothing, man.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Who brought him on here?
Good evening, gentlemen.
Mr. Coleman, how are you, sir?
Very good. I heard some disparaging comments a moment ago. Larry, would you care to repeat them?
I'm not afraid to repeat them. You cheated once again, just like every other match.
How did I cheat?
Tito beat you, and then somehow the referee gets knocked out, and then a new ref comes in, counts 1, 2, 3. You know, you was there. Come on, Coleman.
So Tito had defeated me and then knocked out the referee? Or was it that
Tito knocked out the referee, and a second referee came down that was not assigned to our contest to count the pinfall. JJ, am I telling lies here?
No, I don't believe you are, sir.
So, I did not break any rule. Well, no, I will go back on that. I did strike Tito on 2 occasions with a closed fist, which I was admonished for on both occasions. And I did bring him up from a kneeling position by his hair, which is illegal. So if that constitutes me cheating enough to win the heavyweight championship, or rather to retain it, then I suppose I did. However, I am not the one that rendered the senior referee unconscious, the referee that was assigned to our contest. That was Tito Orich. I did not get disqualified on Saturday night. Tito Orich did. Just like I said he was going to lose, his temper was going to get the better of him, and he was not prepared to be in the ring with me. And it showed. I, on this day, am still the Imagine Wrestling heavyweight champion. And it is going to remain that way until I choose to relinquish it.
Larry, the guy's spitting facts.
Well, here's what I want to know. How did he come on our show? Did you bring him on here?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
I'm the world beater. There is nothing beyond the sphere of my influence.
There you have it.
Well, Chris, I mean, you know how I feel about you. You're a cheater.
I
always
do.
cheat.
I do. I feel that is untrue and unkind of you to say that. I don't know why you choose to speak these remarks. I don't know if you intend to hurt my feelings, but I am going to remain the bigger man and not say any disparaging comments in return. So, gentlemen, I will bid you a good night.
Chris, anytime you want to come on, you get in contact with me and we will have you on.
JJ, I appreciate
I will
that.
be on the show.
Larry, again, another hurtful comment that I feel is unnecessary. But I will bid you a good night as well.
Good night, sir.
I want to know why you brought him on here and didn't tell me.
Well, the guy has to he has to have a forum.
Yeah, can't he do the forum somewhere else?
He can do the forum on this show anytime he wants. Meanwhile, you're the guy that shit talks him every time we do a show. So I felt that maybe this should be his forum.
Well, let me ask you, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
So the past few matches that Coleman's had, did he or did he not cheat, or have his jabronis help him win the match?
There's a difference between out and out cheating and maybe bending the rules a bit.
Well, he's bending them a lot.
And still Imagine world champion.
Wow. I can't believe you had the audacity to bring him on our show.
Again,
especially how you know how I feel about him.
The guy needed an open forum, sir.
Can't he do it somewhere else?
Hey, he can do it wherever he wants.
Oh.
He chose to do it here.
It's pathetic, man. Pathetic. Anyway, let's move on. You know, I was in a good mood. Now you got me all hyped up or spun up, you know. Christ. I can't even talk right now. I mean, I can't talk to begin with. Now you really got me fucked up.
Well,
all right, let's go through these comments. Hey, let me cool down for a second. Let me go through these comments.
Just can I say something real quick? I'm impressed with your use of the word audacity.
Actually, so my I think I heard it earlier today. Asshole. Anyway, Facebook user says, "How goes it, fellas? Hey guys, uh, Patton Frondo, hello from beautiful Patton, Pennsylvania, and I will be there at WrestleMania Night 2 in Philly. Awesome." Another
Very cool.
Facebook user says, "Hi guys." Uh, Patton Frondo says, "Chris Coleman is Sith Lord." Oh, I, I'm not sure what that means. Okay. I have nothing to do with any negative comments about Chris Coleman. Hell yeah. I'm not sure who the Facebook user is tonight. I have all the respect in the world for our champion, Chris Coleman, best in the business. I have a hunch who I think that is. I might be Mike. Now that I think about it, Striker is a bully. Well, that's horse shit. JJ versus Striker. And listen to all that hill talk coming from Larry. Jeez, oh man.
Well, you're taking it right on your chins. I mean, your chin tonight.
Man. Yeah. Yes. But you know what, Jay? I got something for you. All right.
Okay.
Somebody has something to say to you.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Now we'll see how the table turns.
Okay.
What's up, guys?
It's Donnie. Oh, it's Dave.
Yeah, it's Dave, JJ. Come on, man. What's going on?
Boy,
King knows who I am.
I'm never gonna live at
You are not, sir.
What's up, Dave? How are you?
Hey, I'm good, guys. Thanks for having me on here. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Absolutely. You know, we've been trying to plan this for a while now, getting you on and talk a little bit of wrestling.
Absolutely.
So we're going to talk, we'll talk some WWE, but real quick, did you see how rude Chris Coleman came on the show just minutes ago, interrupted my show? It's not JJ's show, it's my show. I'm the king. My show.
Chris Coleman terrifies me to the core, so I will not say anything bad about that man. Other than he's a good champion. We'll just go with that, and let's move on before he shows up and I don't have a head anymore.
Well, I got your back, Dave.
I appreciate it, but it might take more than that. He's
Donnie,
legitimately one of the strongest people I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, Dave, he has your back, which I know you feel comfortable now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Bring an army. You're going to need him against Coleman.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, Dave, maybe you can tell us this. Was that the biggest crowd Saturday night that Imagine ever had?
Yeah, I was told it was 330 people. I know our pre-sale was the biggest that we had ever had. And then with walk-ups and unbelievable night. Never been a part of anything quite like that in that building. It's an electric atmosphere. You hear people use that term a lot, and I think sometimes it loses its meaning, but that's what that night was. That entire night from start to finish, the imagination was fantastic. The matches were solid. It was a great night.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, Dave, I know that you're really good friends with the Rad Boys. They won the belts Saturday night. What did you do after the show? Did you just go out partying and celebrate?
So I'm sure they did, but I was actually a little bit under the weather that night. I left not too long after the show was over, but part of it was their fault. They kind of killed me. I used up almost all my energy that I had saved up after that match. If you've seen any of the clips on the Imagine Facebook page, that was all 100% real, authentic reaction. The story that DC Bentley and I had planned to tell went right out the window 8 seconds in. And that was us. That was us reacting in the moment. And it was... The only other thing that was close was when we were able to do Boys Days last year. There was 1,200, something like that, people for the final show, and just seeing that environment and that was as close as I've been to that moment since is Saturday. So those boys earned it. 4-time champions. They're not done, and that's just the start. I think the Rad Boys are gonna. I think some of their best work's in front of them yet.
I agree. Very cool. Very cool. Getting into some of the messages again, guys, before we get started here. Kal-El says, seems that Larry can pick a fight with anyone over the internet and lose almost every time. And that's coming from a 13 or 14-year-old. He doesn't know what he's talking about either. The Fortunato family wants to see JJ versus Striker. Everybody wants to see JJ versus Striker. But anyway.
That's been a match in the making for well over 30 years.
Yes. And Craig from Patton says, I think Larry was rude first. Come on, Craig, not me.
Never. It's never Striker's fault.
See, you're learning. Never, ever Striker's fault.
Yeah, it's never his fault. Just ask him.
Yeah.
But let's get into some WWE talk now. First thing, right off the bat, next Monday. Hang on. Next Monday, we got CM Punk returns to Raw. How do you feel about that, guys?
I hope he don't trip and fall on his way down the ramp.
He's definitely had that injury bug lately.
Now, do you think that he's going to be at WrestleMania? Do you think that he's going to have any part in WrestleMania somehow?
Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead.
I could see him being there and being some sort of a on-screen personality. I don't see him being involved in any physical capacity. As far as a match, I could see him coming out and getting a couple shots in on McIntyre or something if they want to go that route. I definitely think he'll be there. I just don't think it'll be any sort of competition for him.
Yeah, I don't think he's even close to physicality yet. What did he say? 9 months?
Yeah.
So he's not even close. He could do some. I mean, could he give a GTS? I don't know. I'd love to see him come out and lay McIntyre out with one of them bad boys.
Would you risk it though, trying to do a GTS and get re-injured? I just don't think I would risk that.
No. I would hope that he'd be smart enough and they'd be smart enough to keep him as far away from that as possible. He's got a lot of time on that contract. They're going to want to get some money out of him, and they're not going to do that if he comes back out and re-injures that arm and he's done for, he pushes back his recovery.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that is a long-term deal, and they should just, but maybe they do the old WWE trope and just, you hear a call to personality, Drew turns around and he gets distracted by it and Seth beats him that way. I just can't see them putting a belt on Drew.
Me either. I can't stand Drew. You know that.
Yeah.
One more thing. Do you think that Gunther is overrated?
No.
No way.
Do you think Sami Zayn's going to beat him?
I don't.
I don't either.
No, I think Gunther is going to retain there, and I think he is going to lose the belt this year. I just think it's going to be a little bit later, and I maybe just, the fan in me, maybe I'm not thinking it, but I'm thinking and hoping it's going to be Gable at some point. I think he's earned that.
Yeah,
I never thought about Gable.
Overrated? Absolutely not. And the guy just, when he first came in, he didn't talk on the mic, and they missed a huge opportunity with him when he first came in, because he's solid in every stage of the business, in my opinion.
I agree.
Kal says Gunther's definitely been underrated this year, with everyone's downing him against a few guys he faces this year.
See, that KO, he knows his shit, man.
Well, for 13 years old, that's all he does is watch wrestling.
Well, that don't make them bad people.
Did I say he's bad people? I just said that all he does is watch wrestling.
You just said not 5 minutes ago he didn't know what he was talking about. So you essentially said he's bad people.
Yeah, Kal-El's a good guy, or kid, not guy, kid. I'm sorry, good kid. So next up we got brother versus brother, Oos versus Oos, Yeet versus no Yeet. What do you guys think about that? Especially after last night's promo with Jay, and then his brother comes in, solos outside the ring, lurking like a fucking vulture. What do you guys think about that?
I have a lot of thoughts on it. They haven't done fuck all with Jimmy since moving Jay to Raw. I think he's main evented a few shows. He's way over. Pat McAfee almost gave himself a heart attack last night doing that goddamn. He's way over, and they haven't done shit with Jimmy. I think it'll be a good match, but I just it ain't gonna be a blowaway. Last year they main evented WrestleMania night 1. Now they're gonna be mid card.
It almost feels too like that match needs some sort of stipulation to it. If Jay loses, he has to rejoin the bloodline, or I don't know. It just feels like there's a lot of story there, and I'm a story guy. And brother versus brother, automatically you have good story there. But I don't know. It seems like it's falling a little flat to me. And it needs something else. I agree with JJ. I think the match itself will be a solid match. I just don't know if it needs to be at WrestleMania, if you know what I mean. It seems like it could be a match that could just be on Raw or SmackDown. I don't know. It just seems like it's missing something to me.
Well, I know what it's missing, guys. I know exactly what it's missing, and just like you said, Dave, it needs something else, or it can just be a Raw or SmackDown match.
Right.
But I feel we still have a few weeks before Raw Mania. I feel that Rikishi's going to get involved here soon. I really do. Whether it's being a special enforcer, maybe even a special guest referee, that might make it a little bit more special. Might mean more. Then would that make it better to be on Mania then?
I don't disagree with you, and especially because Rikishi was his hottest when we were glued to our TVs every night, every Monday night, every Friday, or what was SmackDown on Thursday night then. But does Rikishi matter in 2024? And do they have enough time to tell that story because not a lot of people, especially young kids, are even aware of who Rikishi is, let alone he's the Usos' dad.
Right. Craig Fitzpatrick says this has to be a high point for both of their careers. Absolutely. And I believe I was mentioned last night by Jay, right? He said something of that sort. He said that,
Yeah.
But and it towards the end of that, that promo, Jay's on the mic. He says, "I'm gonna knock the yeet out of your ass," and fucking decks him.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Jay, we were talking before the show started. Slowly, I believe WWE's going to the Attitude Era. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the Rock, we're going to get into the Rock and Cody promos, but 3-4 years ago, we didn't hear ass or bitch or anything like that on WWE TV. Now we are.
Yeah, what would you agree with that, Dave? Do you think that they're leaning more towards the getting away from the PG stuff?
Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to see full-fledged Attitude Era again, and I think there's obvious reasons behind that. You can't have a women's division and then do the things that they were doing with the women in the Attitude Era.
You mean I'm not gonna see Bailey in a thong anytime soon?
God, I hope not.
What?
But I do think that they may go a little bit away from the PG and bring back a little bit more. I don't want to say realism, but just a little bit more of that grittiness. And I think they can get too far with that, so hopefully they would keep it in check. Because obviously, they do want the younger viewers, and you got certain things going on. The younger viewers are gonna not be able to watch, but I think overall the product is. I think it's doing well.
I agree.
They're the
All right,
hottest
guys.
they've been in forever. What was it? What did Cole say? 9 consecutive TV sellouts or something like that?
Yeah, I don't want to say since Vince left, but since Vince hasn't been at the helm, it seems that everybody's in a better mood, and uh, you know,
Well, hey, you can't go around shitting on people's heads and expect to do your job.
yeah. It doesn't matter who you are, unless you're Striker, he could probably get away with it.
That's right, Dave. That's right. Hey, 9 consecutive sellouts. They're catching up to AEW.
AEW
So-
can't sell out a car.
Oh, come on. Oh,
You
man.
take AEW's last 4 shows, and it wouldn't have filled that building WWE was in last night.
Nope.
Get out of here.
Come on, dude.
Everybody would have plenty of leg room.
Yeah. No kidding. No kidding. All right, so let's get to the main thing. Rock and Cody. This has been going on for a few weeks. And each week it keeps getting better and better and better. Last night's promo with Cody was, I thought, one of the best promos that he's probably done. And he's done a few good ones recently, but last night was probably my favorite one. Did any of you guys see that last night?
Yeah.
And to Dave's point, he just made a minute or two ago, the realism, like, I don't care that Larry, you're a mama's boy, always will be. I am, Dave. I don't know about you, but you talk about my mom, you're gonna have a fucking problem.
Right.
And
Nobody talks about Sindo.
no, the Sinster is off limits. But yeah, there's a hint of realism in there. And The Rock, I mean, obviously is a good actor, and Cody ain't too bad himself.
Right, I agree.
I absolutely agree with that.
So Cody says that Rock's calling himself our favorite heel, and Cody says that he thinks he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, who says that? Like, again, we wouldn't have heard that a few years ago.
Nah.
And I'm going to be honest with you, like that whole promo had me glued to the TV. Like, I actually watched it. I wasn't on my phone like I usually am. It was funny, but it was serious all at the same time. I loved it. He also said about the Rock crying behind the scenes. and because The Rock always says, "Well, Cody cries, the Cody cry babies," and I'm to the point now. I post on Facebook all the time. When I see Cody in our Facebook group, the drinking game. Every time Cody cries, we drink. We're all going to be fucking drunk. Not last night.
That's not gonna affect me either way. But I know what you're saying.
I had my Twisted Tea Zero beside me because I thought I was going to drink that whole thing, and not one drink.
Boy, you're a hell of a man.
Larry can relate with The Rock. Oh, okay, Cal-El. Cal-El says Larry can relate with The Rock. They both have LDS. I think that means long dick syndrome, isn't it?
No.
Oh, okay. We're gonna get into that. Cody also says, The Rock is he's great at many things, and he's also the Mount Rushmore wrestler. Do you guys think that's true? Is The Rock a Mount Rushmore wrestler?
I think that gets thrown around a lot, and I think to do that, you have to do it by era because you can't really compare eras of wrestling. It's I don't know. To me, I don't have The Rock on any of my Mount Rushmores, to be honest. What do you
Before
think,
you go
JJ?
on, Dave. All right, who is on your Mount Rushmore?
Well, again, I think you have to do it by era. I don't think you could compare somebody like a Dominic DiNucci to a John Cena. They were both great in their eras, but I don't think that crosses. Modern wrestling, I mean, man, I think you got to put, for me, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle, might take some heat for this one, Chris Benoit. I think those are four of the absolute best workers that wrestling's had.
That's a good point, man. I never, because like you said, that question gets thrown around a lot, and I never thought about it like that. But you can't compare. That's just be like a great comparison, DiNucci to John Cena. You can't compare Bruno to Hulk Hogan.
Right.
You can't take, although they did have one match, you can't take Buddy Rogers against Ric Flair. It's just the eras. You could do one for each era, and you could do one for the Attitude Era. And in my opinion, The Rock is Mount Rushmore from the Attitude Era.
Okay. Dave, your Mount Rushmore, Kurt Angle.
Have you
Really?
seen anyone more technically spectacular?
Well, yeah. I mean, every morning I look in the mirror.
He didn't say, "Hey, guy." He didn't say testicle. He said technical.
Oh, technical. I gotcha. All right, I misunderstood. I don't know, Dave. I mean, Kurt Angle though.
I'll share with you some words of a very, very wise man. Wrestling is an opinion.
Yeah.
All right, and who might that wise man be?
Dr. Tom Pritchard.
Oh, okay.
So
right.
you know that's got to be true.
You ain't getting better advice from anybody.
No, I'll tell you what. You ride in a car with that guy, and just the knowledge, it's unbelievable. Sit down and talk to that guy for a half hour. You'll learn something that you never even thought of. It's unbelievable. He's such an intelligent person, and he understands the business so well.
Did you ever hear?
That's the same thing Jay said Saturday night, right out to the show with me.
Did you ever hear the saying that I'd take a bullet for Tom Pritchard and put one in Bruce Pritchard?
No.
Oh man, that's funny. Hello, everybody that's watching on Facebook and YouTube. Welcome to Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk. All right.
Hello.
Um, you know, another thing that Cody said last night, and I had to find the video because I wasn't sure how exactly what it was said, but he called him a carny succubus. Did you just hear that last night?
Yeah, and I wasn't sure what that meant. I mean, I understand carny, but I didn't know what the hell a succubus was.
Well, he said last night it's a whiny bitch.
Whiny bitch.
I had to go back and find that one out.
Did you figure out how to spell it, my guy?
Well, I'm not sure, but Striker spelling is kind of like Scott Steiner math. I'm sure it worked.
Okay.
So The Rock always brings up Cody's mom. What's her name? Is it Michelle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you guys feel that that's disrespectful or what do you guys think about that first? Is it disrespectful?
I'd say no.
Yeah. No, because it's all within, like, they wouldn't do it if they didn't agree upon it. It's not like a coked up Shawn Michaels making a Sunny Days comment.
Right.
They would have to agree that Rock says, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Is this okay with you? And I think that lends itself to, because I've read and heard on different podcasts that The Rock's mom, The Rock's mom or The Rock's grandma, is going to be one of the final inductees into the Hall of Fame.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And I want to say it's his grandma, because when his grandfather passed away, she took over the booking in Hawaii. I think I'm right about that.
Okay.
Layla Maivia.
That sounds right.
Yeah, but I somehow they could do something with that.
Hey, real quick, I just noticed, Dave, nice shirt.
Thank you. I figured I'd dress for the part.
I just noticed that, and you've been on how long?
30 minutes. It's all right. You're a little slow.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's a nice shirt, Dave, but next time please wear a tie.
So last night Cody mentioned The Rock's mom, but unlike The Rock, Cody had nothing but, in his words, wonderful things to say about her. Mm-hmm. Showed her respect. Now, is Cody being a bigger man in doing that? Or do you think that Cody's gonna start off being respectful and then slowly start disrespecting her like The Rock's disrespecting Michelle?
I think he'll stay respectful.
That doesn't.
His character doesn't really lend itself to.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say that doesn't fit Cody's character at this moment. He's the top baby face. He's not the throne breaker. He ain't out there shitting on Anthony Ogogo and trying to come up with the new England versus USA war. Yeah, it just doesn't fit his character. I agree with Dave.
Okay. Sorry, guys, I'm laughing because there's a comment here. A succubus is a female demon that preys on suspecting males, usually seducing them into sex. And incubus is the same kind of demon, but it's male that preys on female.
Hey, that Incubus, that's one of my favorite bands.
So thanks for that, Craig. Appreciate that. So now now we know what a carny succubus is.
Okay.
And I did spell it wrong.
No.
It's Succubus. I spelled it Sucka. This.
Oh, he didn't know you were going to go the SUCK route. You scumbag.
I didn't know. That's how I spelled it. I did all this earlier today, and then now I find out how you really spell it.
Meanwhile, what you were supposed to be at work, and you're
This was on my lunch break, guy.
your entire day's a lunch break.
Damn you, fucker. Anyway, so then Cody says about The Rock being LDS with the little dick syndrome. Yeah. Again, attitude era type shit. Like, it's more and more.
But didn't he say before that he said Big Dwayne energy? Everybody knows what BDE means.
Yes. And again, that whole promo had me glued to the TV, which, Jay, I can't watch a full show of WWE. I can't do it.
No. Normally, the only time you get stuck to the TV is when Punk's on with his trunks on.
You're not lying, guy. And then he says that The Rock is Roman's side chick, which was hilarious. Like, the whole thing was just A+, in my opinion. It was a great promo. Getting a little bit, a little dirty, but keeping it classy.
How many stars would you give it, Mr. Meltzer?
Out of 5, I'd give it a 5. And I'm not a real big Cody guy like you are. I mean, I like Cody. I don't hate Cody, but I don't love Cody like you do.
I know.
Cody's great. I'll give him that.
Dave, what's your stance on Cody? Do you feel he's like what I said before? He's the top baby face, maybe in the business right now.
Yeah. I think he's definitely the number one in the business, not just WWE. I do like that, and I think part of what made last night's promo so good is that it was so different. It wasn't just the looking for sympathy promo. It was more of the all right, now let's get down to business. And it was edgier, and I think that adds another layer to Cody that he may have been lacking in this feud a little bit. So I agree. It was a great promo, and I agree Cody's at the top. I'm not going to say that Cody's my favorite. I think he's one of the best, though. And I'm looking forward to seeing that match. The tag match, not too keen on that one, but I definitely want to see Cody and Roman go at it.
So during night 1 or 2, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves here, but do you think that The Rock's going to turn on Roman Reigns at some point? Is there going to be a swerve?
I think he'll turn at some point. I don't think it's going to be at Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Jay, I said that how many weeks ago? I thought that The Rock is going to turn on Roman a couple weeks ago on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it will have. Maybe that's a SummerSlam match.
Yes.
I could see that being SummerSlam, or when's the next time they're in Saudi? I could see that being an option too. I just don't see the turn at Mania. I think there's enough going on at WrestleMania. I don't think they need that.
Yeah.
Well, I did see that The Rock's not going to be he's going to be away from WWE for a bit, doing a movie, and that's when they're in Saudi. I did hear that on another podcast that I listened to,
Okay.
and getting into that, you know, there's a certain podcast out there. There's a guy, we're just going to call him Dave. You know, not you, Dave. You know, you're not a LaGreca, but I'm not all over Cody's nuts like Dave is. All right, so let's just get that out of the way, right, Jay?
Are you?
I'm not wearing a fucking pink robe.
Are you trying? You're trying to build heat with Dave LaGreca. He has no fucking clue who you are.
No, oh, he fucking knows who I am.
No,
he fucking knows.
Really
he fucking knows who the king is.
No, he doesn't.
He will when I call in.
And say what?
Know. Oh, he'll know.
And Bully Ray turns you into a woman over the fucking phone. Like
I'll whoop his ass too. I ain't afraid of him.
Oh my God.
I ain't scared.
You wouldn't even get out of your chair to get a goddamn bottle of water at fucking Imagine Saturday night. You made us do it.
Hey, I don't blame him for that. That was hard getting over to you guys. That crowd was crazy.
Thank you, Dave. That's exactly why I didn't do it, Jay.
Dave, okay, I agree. If there'd have been 20 people there, he'd have still sent us for his
okay.
fucking
all right, that's
bottle
different.
of water.
That's different.
You were already over there, so don't give me that shit.
Sending text messages. Hey, could you give me a bottle of water?
Well, I was saving your seat, guy.
Nobody was sitting in my seat.
But you know, guys, do you think there's more to come with this Cody and Rock build up to WrestleMania? Is what more could there possibly be, in your opinion? Dave, we'll let you go first on this one.
I definitely think there's going to be more interaction between them, and I think that's okay. But you also have to walk a line of overdoing it, because if you oversaturate it, then I think it takes away from your match. So I like the idea of keeping them apart a little bit, but I understand too that you have to keep building for your program. So it's a fine line to walk.
Okay, Jay?
I think somewhere, I don't know where they fit it in once they get past Mania. There has to be a singles match between the two, and I like Dave said, you take a risk of jamming it down everybody's throats to the point where they don't give a shit anymore.
Right.
But I would think that there would have to be a singles match, a blow off, and if The Rock's leaving, I mean, he's on the board of directors. The son of a bitch can come back whenever he wants to.
Right.
But if he's leaving for a while, why not put Cody over? And that's one more win under his belt. And he just beat the longest reigning champion in the past how many years? And one of the Mount Rushmore wrestlers. And then he goes on to defend the belt.
All right. Well, you know, only time will tell, guys. Like I said, we got a few weeks before Mania. Anything can happen from now to then. Let's just enjoy this ride.
Absolutely.
Is fucking Pat McAfee would say, "Let's go." Let's go.
Pat McAfee is.
After he puts his shoulders back in place.
He is a fantastic announcer. I tell you what, I enjoy him more times than I do the show.
Yeah. Yes, getting up on a chair and he's doing the J thing, and a few weeks ago when him and Gunther locked eyes and he about shit his pants, that was good.
Well, go back a little bit too. They're talking about R-Truth being 52 years old and how athletic he is, and Michael Cole saying, "Well, I'm 50. I wouldn't try any of that." And McAfee says, "Well, I'm 36 and I pulled a muscle taking the dump." I mean, you don't get that. That is good quality TV right there.
It is. It is.
And you know what? He doesn't seem to have a muzzle on.
No.
like they pretty much I could just imagine the production meetings in the back, and Hunter's like, just don't say fuck. You can say whatever you want, just don't say the F word.
I imagine it's similar to Cato and DC Bentley conversations.
Oh, okay.
Because in fact, when McAfee said that about taking the dump, they had switched camera angles, and you could see the commentary team. Michael Cole sitting there with his head down. I was like, I know that feeling.
Well,
I
yeah.
100% know that feeling.
But were you watching a couple? It was a couple weeks ago, real quickly, when they were talking about Sting's retirement,
Yes.
and McAfee was getting ready to put over the match that Sting and Darby had with the Bucks, and Cole shut him right down. What at this point, who gives a shit?
Yeah, I mean, at least they did make mention of it, and I guess you never. But yeah, what's it matter at this point? Everybody knows what's out there. It's not like we're back in the '90s and you only had TV. You have internet, you have all this other access to different wrestling brands. People know what's out there.
Exactly.
If you talk about it on one show, it's not going to take anything away from yours.
Nobody would ever remember it.
Right.
Had they put that match over. And I'm sorry, Larry, and this is not a dig at you. Well, it kind of is. But AEW is no competition for WWE. Not at this point.
No.
Not right now. You're absolutely right. Craig Fitzpatrick says, did you guys pick up on the real subtle stuff that Pat McAfee put in their commentary? He mentioned a Puma during Ricochet's match.
Oh.
He mentioned something about a hole or about a hole during the last women standing match last night. I missed that match, so I didn't hear that.
I skipped that. Bubba, I'm sorry, man. I love you, but I'm not watching a refrigerator match. I'm just not doing it.
Yeah. Bubba's big on Nia Jax. I mean, he constantly ribs me and says she's beautiful, and
I'm not saying she's not beautiful as a wrestler. She's gonna fuck around and kill somebody.
Yeah.
Not to mention Mers. She's killing that Mers. But hey, whatever he likes, he likes. Just like whatever you like, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever I like, whatever.
I did notice the Puma referencing Prince Puma. That one I did notice, but I was long asleep by the time her and her hole made it to the ring.
That's a hell of a hole too, boy. Whew.
Oh, yowzers!
So, anyone that doesn't know you, Dave, you're a commentator for Imagine Wrestling.
Yep.
You're fairly new to it. What, maybe a year now, right?
September of 2022, I started.
Oh, so it's longer than a year.
Yeah, just over a year. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It didn't seem that long ago.
Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
Right. So is that something you always wanted to do, or did you kind of like, hey, we need somebody. Here you go. Here's your opportunity. Because I think you might know a few guys that in Imagine Wrestling.
Yeah.
That might try to influence you to be a commentator. So tell us a little background about it.
So I've been an Imagine fan since Volume 1. That Volume 1 was my very first exposure to live wrestling. I had never been to any show whatsoever before that. And I've never missed a show. And when Abraham Klein was the commentator before, and he started going to barber school. And then when he got his license and he got a job, he wasn't going to be able to make it anymore. So Donnie had actually approached me to be a backup ring announcer. So I was actually getting prepared to do that when Abraham left. The idea was pitched to me, basically, hey, you're here anyway, and you enjoy this. Would this be something you'd be interested in doing? It's like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. Completely and totally terrified my very first night out there. Shout out to Big Lenny and Jimmy for pulling me aside and telling me to chill out. It's going to be fine. And then being friends with Bentley helped. He spoon fed me like the first 3 or 4 shows, and then it was off to the races. I realized pretty early on, we had a 6-man tag match. I'm like, there's no way that I can call everything that's going on because I can't see it. I personally can't see it. We're on the floor with you guys. I'm short. I can't see over people. So I decided, what if we tell more of the story than worry about necessarily the absolutely everything that's going on. So I kind of shifted gears a little bit there, and it really started to work for me. I obviously, I call move sets and I call what's going on, but I try to be more prepared and tell more of the story. I look at it as my job is to help the story get told, and I think it works. I think it works pretty well for us.
Right, absolutely, and I every once in a while we can hear you talking. Uh, I'm sure you're doing a spectacular job. Now you just said that you're short, you can't see a lot of the action. What I'm going to do, Dave, next show, I upgraded Jay from a booster seat to a high chair, so
Okay.
I will give you his old booster seat to sit in.
I appreciate it.
So look forward to that next show.
As soon as you said short, I knew I was I knew I was taking a shot.
I've been pitching for monitor at the table for since about the second or third show, and I don't know. I guess I don't have that much influence yet that I can't get a monitor, but no, I love it. It's I've always enjoyed wrestling, and getting to be any kind of a part of it has been cool. So definitely appreciative for the opportunity.
Awesome. Now, so Dave, just a couple more things before we let you go. What's the hardest part about being a commentator?
Working beside DC Bentley and trying to keep a straight face.
Okay.
Honestly, it's that is the hardest part because I'll be calling the match and exactly what's going on, and he comes with some off the wall thing that has nothing to do with wrestling whatsoever. This past Saturday, everything kept going back to him getting arrested for naked jaywalking, and here I am trying to call a match, between Tito Orch and Chris Coleman for the heavyweight title, and it's definitely a learning curve. Trying to figure out where you fit in, not necessarily a gimmick. Like I'm me. Like there's no character involved. I'm just me out there, and I'm calling it like a fan. And that's one of the best things about commentary is I still get to watch the match. I still get to enjoy the match, but I get to participate a little bit and try to help these guys. A lot of them are my friends. A lot of them are like brothers to me. So anything I can do to try to help them out with their dreams, what they're trying to do, and the story they're trying to tell. It's fun. It is challenging trying to keep up with a lot of it, but it's a good time.
Well, Dave, you just got yourself a new name. No Gimmick, Dave Brown.
That's well, apparently I was downtown Dave Brown all Saturday, so I don't know where that came from.
Downtown Dave Brown.
I told you, man, you got to work with Bentley sometime. You'll appreciate working with JJ and Reese.
No, I don't. And trust me, a few years ago, I tried to get them both off the show, and that didn't work out, but I tried. I gave them my damnedest. Hey, so Dave, Craig Patrick says, hey, Dave, maybe we can see you live on the Wednesday night show next to Jimmy.
So I did do the Wednesday night show one time. It was a few months ago. It's an entirely different animal.
Okay.
It's an entirely different animal, and a huge props to Mike Zeke. I think he's really coming into his own hosting the Wednesday night show. There's a lot more to it than what I do on Saturdays. And
Mike's a
I
great
think
guy.
he is, and he's doing a really good job with that. And need arises, I have no problem filling in here and there. Definitely not going to do them every week. It's too much work. It's too much work. I don't want to work that hard.
Gotcha. So one last thing, and I'm going to let you go. It's going to be a 2-part question. Who's your favorite WWE wrestler?
Current or ever?
Whatever you want to pick.
Shawn Michaels.
Who is your favorite AEW wrestler?
I'll see you guys next time.
Oh,
um,
damn.
honestly, I don't watch the product. I watched the first couple pay-per-views, and when they started the weekly show, I gave it a shot. It's not my wrestling. I'm not saying it's better, it's worse. It's not for me. It's not what I like. And I just don't watch. I like the dog you on it, but I'm sure there's talented guys there, and I do see clips of things. But I don't watch enough to give you an informed opinion.
Okay. We seem to have lost JJ.
That's all right. You're the star of the show anyway, right?
You're Dave. See, you're learning. You're learning. You're catching on fast, kid.
Nice.
But anyway, I appreciate you coming on the show. Like I said, we tried to get you on for a few months now. I forgot half the time, and it just worked out today. So thank you for coming on, talking a little bit of wrestling with us. And hopefully we can get you on again sooner rather than later.
Absolutely.
Only if you promise to say Chris Coleman is a cheater.
It was fun being on this time. Then I guess I'll just have to sit back and enjoy it from Facebook then, because I know how strong that guy is. It ain't never coming out of my mouth, Larry.
I'll keep trying. But anyway, guys, Dave, thanks so much for being on the show, and we'll see you next time.
Absolutely. We'll do it again. Thanks, Larry.
Yep. Have a good night.
You too.
Thanks. And that is Dave Brown from Imagine Wrestling. I lost Jay. I don't know where my co-host is. I'm not sure where he went. But anyway, we're almost done for tonight's show. But real quick, I want to bring something up. Indie wrestling has been huge around Western Pennsylvania for a long, long time. My very first indie wrestling show that I ever went to, and it was with JJ many, many years ago. It was an APWF show down in Indiana. I can't remember exactly who was on the show. I just remember it was the show that Virgil came in a limousine. That was my first indie show. And ever since then, I was hooked. Love going to see indie wrestling. Go to Imagine Wrestling a lot. Go to some IWC. I don't get to see much any others, you know. But anyway, APWF is making a comeback. June 23rd. It is a Sunday. Bad Bubba Brewer is oh, hang on. What's up, man?
My whole life is one big technical difficulty.
Yeah, you keep getting kicked off for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a new one.
But you're back. That's all that matters.
Well,
So I just what's that?
I just gonna say, Dave, I apologize. Thanks
Well,
for
he's
coming
no longer
on.
on.
Well, no, I know, but if he's watching, or
Oh, okay.
if he catches hold of it, thanks for coming on, man. That was a nice surprise. I didn't know that was taking place.
So I was just telling Shithead Nation. Hi, Jeff Brooks. Thanks for watching. I was telling the Shithead Nation, I was talking about my very first indie wrestling show that I ever went to was with you down in Indiana, PA at APWF.
That's right.
When Virgil came in a limo, I believe it was a limo at the ice rink. Do you remember that?
They were doing the NWO.
Yes. That was my very first indie show. I don't know if it was your first indie show or not, but I remember going down with you. We went, had a good time.
If it was my first, I don't know if it was or not, but let's just go ahead and call it my first because I can't remember one before that.
Yeah, and at that time, that was before, cell phones was a big thing. We didn't have cell phones back then. We didn't know where to. I remember we didn't know where the hell we were going.
Yeah,
We had to stop at. I believe it was the older sheets, not
yeah,
like these newer sheets. It was the old time sheets, and we had to stop and ask for directions.
yeah. I do
Um,
remember that. Yeah,
but anyway, like I said, everybody, APWF Bad Bubba Brewer is bringing the APWF back June 23rd at the S&T Bank Arena in Indiana. Please, please, please show up. Uh, yours truly is helping Bad Bubba Brewer out, along with a few other guys. Um, is helping Bubba out and his wife with APWF. Um, and it's going to be a really good show. Um, Tickets and talent or wrestlers will be um, introduced in in the very near future. Still got to cross a few T's and dot a few I's, but Indiana County APWF is coming back. So make sure you keep that date open. And also, it's going to be for a teddy bear drive. I can't remember what exactly it's called. God, I'm horrible with trying to remember things. But part of the proceeds go to this charity for the teddy bear thing. Like I said, Jeff Brooks says I will be there for sure. Awesome, Jeff. But yeah, so if you're, Johnstown, you got nothing going on that weekend because it's usually Thunder in the Valley weekend. There's no Thunder in the Valley this year, so make a trip on a Sunday. It's going to be a family friendly show. See some good wrestling action. Just for a Sunday afternoon, there's nothing else to do. Come down, have a good time. And Jay, I we can finally announce this, but we're not going to give the name yet. But Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk is sponsoring and bringing in a wrestler from New York, a friend of ours. We contacted him. This just happened recently. We will be bringing him in for the show. He will be at the Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk table also. We're going to be going live from the arena that day. We're going to be doing some interviews. We're going to be talking wrestling. We're going to have this wrestler at our table. So come over, get a picture taken with this wrestler, buy some merch from everybody there. I'm sure there's going to be other guys selling merch there, but Jay, money well spent. I feel that anybody that's going to see this person wrestle that day is going to be happy that we brought him in.
that he will not disappoint. Um, a medium-sized birdie told me, not a little birdie, a medium-sized birdie told me that this is going to be one for the books. This is going to be a hell of a show from bottom to top, top to bottom. Please come out, hit up the Facebook page. I believe it's APWF, right?
Yeah, APWF Wrestling. Yep, absolutely. You can find a Facebook page. There's also a APWF event page for the event on the 23rd. A lot of info is there already. S&T Bank Arena is a great place, from what I hear.
Leave your
gonna be a
leave your sharp objects at home, please.
yes, it's family friendly show. I can't get that. I can't get that out of my mouth. Family friendly show.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. No toothpicks.
No,
No daggers.
no,
No
no.
scissors. No scissors of any.
There's no reason for scissors. You're not cutting anything. Just leave them at home and come out and enjoy let me see if I can try this. A family friendly pro wrestling show.
Yes. And I'm going to
And
be quite honest with you, Jay. The only thing sharp that's going to be at that show is the king.
well, yeah, like a bowling ball.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
you come over, you hit up the guys for their merch, and you come over and say what's up to the shitheads of Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk. It's going to be a good day. If you're a pro wrestling fan, you need to see this.
absolutely. And congratulations to Bad Bubba Brewer and his wife for putting on this show. Um, he always said that he wanted to do one more show, so he got the opportunity, and he's doing the one more show. So there you have it. APWF, June 23rd, Indiana, PA. Mark your calendars now. Tickets will be on sale soon. And like I just said, we are personally bringing in somebody from New York that's going to be wrestling.
Yeah, mark your calendars, put it in your phone, write it down on a piece of paper, hang it on a refrigerator, do whatever you got to do, but make sure to be there.
Absolutely. You never know who can show up at this event. I mean, you just never know.
No, you don't know.
Man, could we see members of the NWO again?
Who knows, man? And yet we are both privy to information, and there could be some stuff that blows our socks off, and we wouldn't even know it.
Well, I may know a guy. I may have to get in touch. I may have to call a 900 number, like a hotline or something, to get some info. But if I gotta do it, I gotta do it to let everybody know.
A 909 9900. Mean Gene passed away a couple years ago, buddy. I don't know who you're calling,
but very exciting news for sure. And I'm honored and privileged to for Bubba to ask me to help out with this. So it's very exciting. And pro wrestling, like I said, Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk is going to be a part of it that day. So June 23rd, 3:00 bell time, be there. But that's it. I just want to say, check out the Triple B Experience podcast. Cal L's Buckled to Buckle podcast. Jay, who am I forgetting? I seem to lost my graphics somewhere.
one of Bubba's other 7 shows. I can't remember.
I'm sorry. Yes, the Triple B Black and Gold. Man, I can't talk tonight. Triple B Black and Gold Dynasty podcast. Oh my goodness. That's all I can. I gotta look for my graphics for next time. But I apologize to the other guys if I forgot you. But anyway, that's it for tonight, guys. Our road to WrestleMania or Road to Mania started tonight with part 1. We'll see you on part 2 coming up soon. Again, Jeff Brooks says, great show as usual, guys. Thank you so much, Jeff. We appreciate your your words.
Thanks, Jeff.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And stay tuned for part 2 of our Road to Mania. We're rolling right through all the way to Mania. We're gonna have a big WrestleMania show. that Thursday, I believe we decided we're going to be doing it that Thursday before Mania because Bubba's doing his Mania Mega Cast show on Friday, I believe, which I am on. So you'll get to see me Thursday, Friday, and Saturday all that week because I'm sure we're going to watch Mania together.
It's a lot of Striker.
That's a wise woman once said, "That's a lot of Striker." And I tell you what, the next time I see that woman, we're gonna have a little talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let me know how that goes for you, guy.
And if she's watching by chance, yeah, I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We are Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk. I'm the King Striker. That's Main Event JJ. Good night.